Time flies when you're having fun. Just ask Ralph Nappi. Print 13 is here. Isn't it amazing?
It is indeed.
It's like, where has all the time gone? Mm-hmm. What have we got to offer the attendees in this year?
Well, I'll tell you, we're ready, that's for sure, and we're glad it's here. Frankly, there is a number of new things that we have this year from previous years, prints and graph expos. Right. But I think most people come in with a pretty upbeat mood. From a metric standpoint, there are a number of things. We talked about equipment. I just saw the other day, we saw the equipment sales for the second quarter of this year is actually up pretty substantially from the first quarter of this year, and even compared to the second quarter last year. So equipment vendors come in very enthusiastic. A number of metrics from the attendee side are very positive. We're up from pre-registration standpoint, because we do this the day before the show, but 20% up from last Graph Expo, which is very good. Not quite to where we were at Print 09, but still good from last. We have just shy of 2,500 international attendees, Roger, pre-registered. So that's very exciting, because that's from 89 different countries. We have over 20 official delegations, so that's very good, and conference registration up. So there seems to be clearly a pretty good psyche coming into the show.
Excellent.
Good.
Innovate, integrate, communicate, that's the theme of this year's show. Right. How do you weave that into the exhibits and everything else into a cohesive?
Well, as you know, it's cross-media now. It's a cross-media world, and we feel like print, and certainly previous Graph Expos, has had to adapt to that, and we've been doing that for a number of years. We have 12 different segments on the floor. I say this guardedly, but we are trying to be all things to all people, because the reality of it is there are very few companies out there that can be successful and not recognize that convergence of message, media, and mobility. So if you're not doing, or at least understanding, a little bit of all aspects of communication, which you're going to get here on the floor, whether you're a transactional printer, whether you're a commercial printer, a package printer, whether you're in education space, so it doesn't matter what kind of space you're in. Even a newspaper, we'll have continue to have a very active newspaper focus here at the show. All that comes together here, and it can be pretty daunting in some ways, only because there is so much here, but we want people to pick and choose. Over 100 different educational sessions addressing those different 12 segments, so a lot here.
The growth now that you indicate for the pre-registration, is that part, do you believe, of the economic recovery, the slow but steady climb? It's
two things. I think there is some positive signs, although they're fleeting, but they're positive. I would put it more at the feet of, we have 66 co-located events at this show. 66 organizations have decided that this is a good place to hold anywhere from a users group meeting, to an award ceremony, to a conference, to networking opportunities. That's up from 48 last year, okay? So when we see that many more events decide that Graph Expo and now Print this year is the place to be, that's going to help the attendance. Certainly it does.
No question about it. Now, folks coming in the front door, what do you tell them about what's exciting on the show floor this year?
There's a lot. There's a lot of new things, and through the show daily that Cygnus is doing with us, it's going to be there. But I would tell you there's two things, if I was an attendee, that I would make sure I did. First of all, grab the must-see's brochure. The announcement that we had 141 companies, or I should say applications, for must-see awards this year, okay? So there's not a shy amount of new technology on that floor, all right? Whether it's pre-press, press, or post-press. So get that brochure. At the Executive Outlook Conference, we announced the best in category, but the winners have already been announced in all the other categories and the specifics. So get that, hit the floor. This is going to take care of your left brain technology part of you. So you'll learn out what the new technologies are. The other thing I would do, which is the right brain side, is engage. 66 co-locations. Find that co-location that you're engaged in. Go out on the floor. These exhibitors clearly want to engage and talk to you from a standpoint of not only what's new, but how do you use it, how do you make money with it, what type of ROI do you have. So two things. Grab that must-see, see the new technologies, get that out of the brochure, walk the floor and see the ones that interest you, and engage, either through co-locations or with the exhibitors.
Well, we're going to come and visit again prior to the show close.
Good.
Hopefully you won't be totally exhausted.
I look forward to that conversation, Roger. Thank you.
Excellent. Have a great show.
Thank you.
Ralph Nappi. And thanks for watching. We'll be here for the entire Print 13.